Welcome to Studio M31. My name is Yves, and today I have Alex Nelson with me. How you doing, man?
Good, great.
Awesome. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. First question for you. Can you tell us where you're from?
That's a weird question for me. I never know how to answer. Because I was born in Texas.
Okay.
And I was there until 6th grade, and then I moved here.
All right.
Until sophomore in high school. Then I moved back to Texas for a year, and then moved back here.
Okay.
So I kind of
the ping pong.
Yeah, you know, and it's weird. Those are the growing years, I guess. So I was kind of in transition. So, but I've been here most of my life now. So,
how did you start music? How did you get into it?
When I was very, very young, my parents made me take piano.
Okay.
My mother was a piano player, and my father was a jazz drummer.
Cool.
And I guess, you know, like every parent, they get to a point where like their child has to start doing something.
All right.
And so they bought a piano, and they put us in piano lessons at school, and that's how I got started.
How do you like that?
I like it very much. I still play the piano. I like that I can read music and things like that, because I ended up taking piano lessons until high school. So
Okay.
and that was it. In college, decided I wanted to be in a band, so I played guitar in a band for a while, and then somehow I fell in love with another band that was here locally, and the bass player had left the band and coincidentally said, well, Alex can do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I dropped the guitar, and since then in bands I've only been playing bass.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, were you already writing your own songs at that point?
At that point I was writing songs, but not really performing them. Like I had a local hangout that I would be at, and I would play my songs.
So how did you
there.
get to that? Like, how did you get from playing in bands or
Just doing my own stuff
to actually really thinking, okay, I'm going to be a songwriter?
It took time, a lot of time, because I think the last show we played was in '96, and then I laid low until I think late '08, like November of '08, when I said, what am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
And I quit my job completely and said, I'm going to just do music.
Okay.
And after everyone said I was crazy, I was just like, yeah, I'm crazy, but
it's fine.
You know,
it's you.
I had a big corporate job, and you know, I was doing well with that, but something was always missing, you know, and that's it. And then I put all my energy into making this last album, Everything You Wanted to Say But Didn't, and playing and promoting and learning and doing as much as I could. And then we're here today. This is the album that I've been promoting, and it's been helping me pay my rent and car payments.
And that album is called
Everything You Wanted to Say But Didn't.
Okay.
Which is a mouthful. I don't recommend
cool title,
everyone.
actually.
Yeah. A lot of people have a hard time with it, but you
Really?
know, like that's what I wanted to call it, you know.
That's right.
So maybe it says it, maybe it doesn't. For me, that's what it did at the time.
You're gonna do a song for us.
Okay.
Because I always have, everybody has to do a song, acoustic, of course, and whatever you want to do. Do you have an idea of which song you want to do?
Not really. I mean, I knew you were gonna ask, and so I was thinking of probably doing something I've never done.
Okay.
So it would probably want to be like a work in progress type song, but you know, if I had not said it was a work in progress song, you wouldn't know it was a work in progress song. So. But just something that I've never played live.
Do you have a name for it?
No.
Okay.
No. But if anyone watching wants to name it, that's good. I have this thing with naming songs. It's like the name always comes last.
Really?
It always comes last. It's the furthest thing from my mind when I'm writing a song. And I've never written a song where I start with the title. Like some people can do that. They come up with the title of a song and they work the lyrics around the title. I just start writing. I mean, either the melody comes or the words come or the chords come, and I write and see where it goes. And I try to keep a narrative path as much as possible. And then when I'm done with it, I'm like, okay, what can I call it? And hopefully I've repeated some line, you know, over and over and over again. And I could say, this is going to be the title of the song, you know? But no, it never happens.
All right, Alex Nelson.
Maybe all I need are drugs to get me out of this rut. Maybe I don't need your love anymore, 'cause I just had enough. Maybe I'm so sick of crawling out of this hole you have me in. 'Cause every time I crawl out, you're just pushing me back in. Or maybe I'm just sick and tired of all this fighting we go through. Or maybe I'm just in denial, trying hard not to let go of you. Maybe I just need some patience. Maybe this is worth the wait. Maybe I should turn away and let you walk away. Well, I know it's hard to put up with the things I put you through. It takes a lot to keep this going strong, and I don't know what I should do. So if I have to be the bad guy, if I have to be the jerk, I'll just let you walk away. I know it's gonna hurt. Maybe I will call you up just to hear your voice. Then I just hang up the phone and I realize that I'm wrong to make you think we're still together, even though it cannot be. I'd rather have you live your life than be stuck right here with me. But I know it's hard to put up with the things I put you through. Takes a lot to keep this going strong, and I don't know what I should do. So if I have to be the bad guy, if I have to be the jerk, I just let you walk away. No, I know it's gonna hurt.
Awesome, Alex, that was great.
Thank you.
We were the first ones to listen to this. That's great, man. Appreciate it. I want to ask you how you write a song. Like, some people have a formula, or they don't call it a formula, but they have a tendency to maybe write the music first and then they come up with the lyrics. Do you find yourself in a pattern?
Not really. The only pattern I have is that it's probably 3 or 4 in the morning.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I think maybe that's the time that my mind is more open,
right,
to things, but it's always different. Either I come up with a chord progression that makes me tap my foot, you know, and I'm like, ooh, this is great, you know. Or I'll come up with a melody in my head, a vocal melody, or I'll just start writing, or I'll think of a hook, you know, and be like, wow, this is a great hook, let's not waste it.
Do you spend a lot of time on songs when you write?
Oh, ridiculous.
Really?
Yeah. And I rework and rewrite and redo and rework and rewrite and redo, and And then I find that when I perform it live, based on the audience, I'll probably change it, or on how I feel standing in front of them. I mean, and words will change, or dynamics will change. But those are things I expect at a live show. But yeah, no. And what kills me is like I'll do a verse and a chorus, and then I'll be like, oh, now I have to do another verse. So like sometimes I'm like, some of the songs on the previous album are kind of no chorus or no verse. Okay. Like it's straight through, and it's not anything new. It's been
done, right?
Yeah, I mean I listen to the Smoking Popes, and they have a song that's pretty much a guy ranting the whole way through, but you're tapping your foot and you're loving the song.
Well, I wanted to ask you about South Florida, and we live here, you live here, but I know you like to travel, you like to play out.
Traveling, yes.
What do you think of the scene down here? What do you think of playing in South Florida? What are your thoughts on it?
I like it. I mean, me playing here, I don't know. There is a scene here. People say there's no scene here, but I wouldn't call it so much as a scene as a community of musicians that really like playing with each other.
Right.
And there's I guess within the large group of that tight-knit group, which is open, which is accepting of other musicians. It's not one of these like closed groups where like,
right.
I'm busy doing my own thing, you got to go do yours. I mean, there are a few of those, but pretty much this group is pretty accepting of other musicians, and we all help each other and push each other and do that and just have a good time. There's no feeling of competition,
right?
And I like that here.
One more thing I wanted to ask you.
I don't know if I answered that question.
No, you did.
Because I forgot what the question was halfway through. I'm like,
no, just
I'm going somewhere. Where am I going with this? I don't know where I'm going.
No, it's all good. You did. Last question I'm going to ask you. People watching this and wanting to know more about you, the internet, where can they find you?
eharmony.com/Alex Nelson.
Okay.
And match.com. No. They can find me anywhere. If you Google Alex Nelson, I come up. And you can also go to alexnelsonmusic.com, which is where I keep everything. There's no more MySpace. If you go to my MySpace, it tells you, go to the website. I don't bother with this anymore.
All right, man. Well, I guess that wraps it up. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
It's very chill here.
Yeah, that's the idea.
We can do an outro with porn music, though.
Yeah, maybe we'll think about that.
Yeah, just do that.
Yeah. I'll work on it. Maybe I'll put something in the...
I should say, a good way to end the show. I was in Europe, and I was in Hungary watching a talk show, and the show always, when the show ended, it was they would pan to a girl dancing on a pole.
Oh.
So just a thought. You have the mirror. I mean, people can't see that there's a mirror here.
So
there's
I need
a giant
just a pole,
mirror.
right.
Yes, you just need the pole and the girl.
I'm gonna work on that.
Or the guy, whatever. And my show, I would prefer the girl.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah.
I like that idea. That's kind of interesting.
I remember watching that show. That was really random. But random works.
Europe, huh?
Random works.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Something to remember you by. That's also pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, at least I remembered it was a talk show.
You remember that show?
I'm surprised I remember it was a talk show.
All right, man. Well, thanks again, Alex Nelson. And I'm Yves from Studio M31. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.